Shalom, go praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rukakadash, and double honors to the apostles and great millstone, and blessings and salutations to your brothers to sincerity and hopeful sincerity in the elect and Israel that are scattered around the world. There are Israelite foreigners, Shalom, and Israelites that are according to the Bible is your so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, Shalom, and we live in the last days. America is known Babylon the Great according to the Bible. And today's topic, today's lesson will be what's going on with so-called gun violence, and so-called Biden administration is trying to take guns, you American people, man. And what's going on with the so-called gun violence. And there is a protest that happened this past weekend. The so-called gun violence is becoming so-called an epidemic. And I'm going to read an article, and I'm going to go over some couple precepts, some scriptures. And I'm going to read this article first because I want to get into this article. So give me 1 second. Get to this article. It means Biden wants your guns. So I'm reading this article from naturaluse.com. This devil wants to take your guns away. And this title will be the administration preparing to disarm the population. Pretty much this been set up, orchestrated, been paid by the CIA with all these so-called shootings, but these are so-called paid. But I want to get into this article. This first paragraph, it gives me an idea what's going on, because this what's happening is people protesting, having a peaceful march, want to disarm. But you know what? You got Edomites, they're not gonna lose their blessing. Hell no. They're gonna go to war with the government, and that's on the Bible. Let's get it. Citing a gun-violent public health epidemic, President Biden has promised both executive legislation action against firearm rights. An epidemic homicide, including gun homicide, trending steaming downward from the early 90s to 2019. The surge in crime and homicide in 2020 coincided with the riots, upper disorder, defund the police, activism that railed America last summer. Yeah, when everybody was locked down, everybody's in quarantine, everybody went home, everybody was staying home orders at the time, when people couldn't go out due to so-called pandemic. Okay, continue on. The guns, not an action the leftist politician acting in many operates, are the real problem, according to Biden. That's what he's saying. He demands that the Congress, along others, ban so-called assault weapons, establish a universal background check system for all gun transfer, and passing legislation that will certainly bankrupt the domestic firearm industry. But he also announced forthcoming executive action, to which are especially revealing. Yeah, because they're gonna plan something. They're gonna want to take guns from people, man. And that's the plan to start rolling out these so-called unrighteous decrees. Okay, and I'm gonna skip a bunch of this because I didn't want to. I'm just gonna get to the point what I want. The last two paragraphs. Let me see. Last two. You know what? The last two make sense. The last two. Okay, because that's what's going on, because all the shootings that are happening from Texas, especially the shooting happened in Texas, they're saying, and came off facts, that they had a drill, and they're paying this young cat. They were questioning how he's getting these guns. Nah, they paid this cat, and these kids deserve to die. Okay, that killed 10, 15 children. Hey, that was the Lord's judgment. Okay. Give me 1 second. Oh, cool. Salaki, I had a phone call quickly. But continue. Every gun must have a serial number. There are universal background checks and Biden proposed, including for every private transfer of a firearm. That's what's gonna happen. They want everything all universal because they're bringing this, MOTB. Okay, they try to bring this, to the fullest, to control. Okay, and they're gonna take away the Second Amendment rights from these people, man. And you're gonna have Jakes, Israelites, that are gonna be wanting to get it cracking too. Okay, continue. As Biden proposed, including every private transfer to firearm and all the pieces that are placed for natural firearm registration. The federal government can eventually know who owns every single firearm in the United States, except of those, of course, those are owned by criminals who wouldn't comply with universal background checks anyway. The Biden administration is clearly preparing the gun of mass disarm the law-abiding population. They're taking away guns, which more or less what leading Democrats demand for years is viral, especially now the crime is rising and police have doubt to react posturous towards fighting that American people make clear that we will defend our rights to possess bear arms. Yeah, it will be sedition. It will be sedition along, man. And I'm gonna show you a video that that through the spirit I saw this right now. Okay, I wanted to show this video. And I'm gonna pull out some.
Pay a 1% listing fee and save thousands when you Boat Setter. Search, connect, set sail.
Sorry.
The recent string of mass shootings has tens of thousands of people taking part today in March for Our Lives rallies across the country, including right here in LA.
Yeah, it's the second one we've seen since 2018. Speakers today calling out politicians who they say are blocking reasonable gun control legislation. Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell is live in downtown LA with more on today's rally. Amy.
Jory and Rachel, we've got another event underway here at City Hall right now, but this has been a day of action. People here in Southern California and the
day of action, huh? It doesn't matter what you people think. You could protest all you want. At the end of the day, you could protest whatever you want. It's like I didn't introduce one of the brothers to Carbo from the LA. Loswell, you brothers are watching this video. Continue. Let's play this because this devil thinks that he could get away with this shit. But you know what? You people could protest all you want in the world, but it's not gonna benefit you down the road because they're gonna start. It'll be war out here and chaos, riots. Let's continue.
Across the nation upset about gun violence, sending a message to lawmakers saying something has to change. A peaceful but determined group of demonstrators, hundreds taking part in March for Our Lives in downtown Los Angeles. Organizers demanding that lawmakers take action to prevent gun violence.
We have more guns than we have people in this country. And it's increasingly easy to get your hands on more. And the common sense solutions are simple, and yet politicians can't seem to get anything done.
The march and rally coming after a recent series of deadly shootings, including the massacre at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. Several teenagers and young adults joining activists and community members for the march. Some in the crowd are relatives of victims of gun violence. Others are survivors of mass shootings. In 2018, Cameron Caskey, one of the organizers of this event, was a student at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas School in Florida when a gunman walked in and killed 19 people.
I have seen politicians tell me and my friends that we're the generation that's going to make a change. I have seen politicians make promises that we are going to ban assault weapons. I have seen politicians make every promise in the book. And you know what? Here we are. It's 2022 and the shootings are only ramping up.
Demonstrators say they won't give up. They won't stop fighting for change.
1 in 3,000 Americans will be shot this year. This is not normal and this is not okay. I do not accept that this is the price we have to pay to live in this country. This is an epidemic.
And
this is it. You know, first scripture I'm going to go over 2 Ezra chapter 14. 2 Ezra chapter 15 verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Woe to the world, destruction. Verse 15, for the sword and destruction draw not. Fuck out of here. For the Salakia. There should be 2 Ezra chapter 15 verse 15. For the sword and destruction draw not, and one people shall stand up and fight against another and swords in their hands. Yeah, that's what they're gonna want. They're gonna disarm the American. They're gonna disarm American people, and I hope they do. Because it will lead to civil war, civil unrest, and the Lord's doing some house cleaning, killing people, man. But in the day, Esau, we know what it's doing. We're not ignorant to his device. Okay, there will be sedition, man. You think these Edomites are gonna give up their guns? Hell no, they're not giving them up. 2 chapter 15, verse 16. 15 again. For the sword and the destruction draw not. One people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. There shall not be guard. Their kings or princes, the course of their actions shall stand up in their power. Yeah, because they're not going to disregard the government. They're not going to care what the government got to say. Fuck no. And these devils are not, these Americans, they're not going to give up their guns. Okay? Because at the end of the day, they're not going to give them up. Okay? It will be a great insurrection. 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 70. For there shall be every place in the next cities and great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Yeah, because there will be a great insurrection, riots, chaos. Okay, and these devils think that I want to say this word. Fuck, you could create so much shooting incidents, many different levels, man. But we know what you're doing. Okay, we know what you're doing. It's all about fear mongering, man. You're trying to set up your plan, and they're gonna put lockdowns soon, man. We just don't know when, you know. And let's continue. 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 70. There shall be every place in the next cities and great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, because it will be riots, chaos, or this out of order, man. Verse 71. And there should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of the houses. Yeah, they're gonna take your guns away. That's what their plan is, to take away guns away, disarm the American population. That's their goal. But you think these emails are they're not gonna go without a fight? Hell no, they're gonna go with a fight. Okay? We just have to keep going and have faith in the Lord, because we don't need guns at the end of the day. That's Esau's blessing. That's his blessing. His modern day sword, his guns. Okay? Let's go back to 2 Ezra, I think 16. You know? I think we're good, yeah. Verse 72, 2 Ezra 16 and 72. And they should waste and take away their goods and cast them out of the houses. Yeah. And this is what they're going to want to do. Disarm the American people. And you know what? I hope all hell break loose, man. Okay? Because Jake is so gullible, man. Jake is so stupid. One more scripture. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell with them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea. For the devil has come down to you, having great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time. Esau has a short time to make these unrighteous decrees, and he wants to and he's gonna do it. This devil has a plan, and he's gonna make his plan. But we gotta keep the faith, Lord will, to the end, because this devil has so much blood in his hands that he has to pay for, and he's gonna get it. Lord's will. Like I said, you brothers were edifying. Till the next time, I'll give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Lord's will. Till the next time, Shalom.